Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Guinness World Records Facebook Live. I'm so excited for this one. We are here in Andover, Massachusetts with Rob Surette, an amazing artist. We have so much to talk about, but I'm going to get right down to the nuts and bolts. All right, so he's a Guinness World Record holder, so let's just get this out of the way, for largest lipstick mosaic, and we're going to show you that in a moment. I'm going to try to remain calm and focused. This is so fun. This is a lipstick mosaic of Nicki Minaj, made out of sticks of lipstick.
Right, almost 9,000.
Hey, Maybelline, what's up? So let's start there. What made you do that?
Well, I've gotten really good at pointillism, which, as you just saw with Taylor Swift, creating a portrait out of dots. And to tell you the truth, I've mastered it. The amount of detail and realism that I can get out of dots is just fun. Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you use for dots. Now, if you notice it, Taylor Swift, the colors are very limited. There's no flesh tone colors. There's no peach. There's no hair. There's no browns. All it is the primary colors: the yellow, the white, the pink, blue, red, green. See? But then what happens is when you pull away, your eye blends the dots, and that's when you get the realism. The combination of the red, yellow, white turns into flesh tone.
Yeah. It's so cool. It's so cool.
Do you see in her hair? Do you see her hair looks brownish, blonde, but yet you look close and it's just purple. Well, no purple, but blue, red.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So you know what it is? Do you remember in the olden days on TV, you'd look at the TV up close and you'd see just dots?
Yes.
That's the technique.
Right. Yeah. Right. Okay, so right now we're looking at a print of a Taylor Swift portrait that you did, made out of
gumballs. And that took me, like 300 hours, and it was an international art contest, which you had to create artwork out of household things. And I won first place for that, and it's in a museum now in the Netherlands. And Taylor Swift has seen it. In fact, it was in Time magazine, and it actually got published in over 150 international newspapers.
Oh my God. Okay.
One more thing. That was on a talk show in Indonesia. Do you ever hear the talk show called Hollywood Squares?
Yeah.
Not the talk show, the game show?
Yeah.
Indonesia has their own version of Hollywood Squares, and they asked me if I would go to Indonesia to be on the show and ask people, what was that created with?
Oh, I love that. Did anyone guess?
You know something? I didn't go on the trip to Indonesia, but it did air, and I don't know what they said because they're talking in Indonesian.
Fair. You're not fluent in Indonesian?
No, but I'm working on it.
Okay. He's so prolific. All right, so if you're just joining us, we are here on Guinness World Records Facebook Live with Rob Surette, who is the Guinness World Record title holder for largest lipstick mosaic, and you had the title for world largest light bright creation.
Love that one.
You were unseated, but are you gonna go? You're gonna get it back, right? You're gonna try.
I would love to get it back. It's not a competition like I want to beat them,
right?
But it's something that's, to me, inspiring and breathtaking, and the theme is world peace, so it's well worth making it bigger.
Yes, of course.
And letting the world see it.
Yes. So if you have questions, please post them in the comments. I bet we have questions, yes?
Yes. Gizem wants to know, do you use grid method?
Yes, I think I know what he means. Okay, he wants to know, how do I create this? This is what I'll do, and I'll be honest. I take a photo, and I create a grid, which could just be as simple as lines with a ruler and a pencil, or, with a computer, you can just do the grid with lines. And then when you get a square in that grid, I think to myself, what color would best match what I see in that square? Mm-hmm. So if it's sort of blue for her eyes, obviously you put a blue gumball. If it's white because the light is shining on her nose, then you put in a white gumball. The lips were easy because it's mostly red. Where there's shadows, I put black. So yes, so it is a grid method.
So you're basically taking the picture kind of piece by piece.
Exactly. So for Nicki Minaj, which we'll see in a minute, okay, Nicki Minaj was a different technique because with Taylor Swift Gumball, I think there's only 6 colors because I'm limited by the amount of colors that they make from the Gumball factory. Yeah. Nicki Minaj was different. there I have hundreds of different colors. So that was more fun because when I looked at the square in the grid, it might be a certain tinge of flesh tone or a certain tinge of like lipstick or whatever. So I don't know if I'm explaining well, but I'm either limited by colors, like the gumballs, or I have unlimited colors where the lipsticks have so many shades.
Yes.
I took advantage of that.
Yes. So stick with us too, because this, you guys, he's an official artist with Disney, Star Wars?
Yes. DreamWorks, DC Comics, and Muppets.
And he works in many mediums besides gumballs and lipsticks, so hang out because we have so much to talk about. All right, more questions.
Yes, Emily and Kate want to know how long it took to make, and Jer wants to know how many gumballs there were.
Taylor Swift took me the whole summer, which translates into maybe 300 hours. And it was a contest again, so since I was not getting paid up front, I chipped away at it. I didn't work at it every day, all day. But, 300 hours during the summer. And the idea was so magical that I had a sense that I was going to win first place.
Yeah.
Just because Taylor Swift, so famous, gumballs, which really match like that teeny bopper crowd, chewing gum, and it's so colorful and it's fun that I just had a sense that I would win first place, and I did. I got $2,000, which is fine, but even better than that is the publicity.
Yeah.
People all around the world, more countries than we can even name right now, people who love it.
That's
I was very happy. So again, it's not about money as much as it is I want to make people happy. With everything I do, I want to uplift people. And when I get that reaction of people like, whoa, whoa, they're like, that's better than the money. The money keeps me going, but it's not the purpose. It's not the drive.
Yeah, well, and I want to get back to that because I want to talk about what you do in schools. But you're self-taught.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, because you got a degree in business, right?
In computer science, which is like computer programming, and I did it, and it was okay, but there was always a frustration because I knew I wasn't following my heart. And since I was 3 years old, I could draw pretty easily. The way my brain is wired, I really just have a natural knack for it, and I've worked at it, which made me get really good. But I thought to myself, following your heart could be the most rewarding life that I could create. So I took the risk. I took that leap of faith, and I said, I'm going to try being an artist. And luckily, one thing took off, and that was visiting schools with my inspirational show.
Okay, so let's go. Do we have questions?
I'm
sure they're just like...
Yeah.
They want to see you stand next to the portrait because they want to know how big it is.
Okay, that's a really good question, but you mean the Taylor Swift?
Yes.
The problem is this is just a print. The original was 6 feet by 6 feet. But if you could see the original, which again is in the Netherlands, it's awesome.
So if you're in the Netherlands, go see it. Where is it? Do you remember the name of the museum?
It's the Ripley's, believe it or not, Auditorium.
Okay. Go check out Ripley's.
Which is one of their newest museums. It's very popular.
Okay, chances are we have some viewers from the Netherlands, so head on over there today. Okay, now stop me, Claire, if there's questions, because I don't want anyone to miss anything they want to know.
Yes, Lolita wants to know what other materials do you use besides lipstick and gum?
These are the best questions. Okay, when you master pointillism, which is again dots, which I use that grid method, which I don't mind admitting. What else can you use for dots? Well, I've done murals with Post-it notes. I've created portraits, obviously, of like Legos. That's easy, but a lot of people have done that. What else? Crayons is a pending world record I have now for Guinness World Records.
It's a picture of Tom Brady?
Yeah. This is New England, so this is definitely Patriots country, so I don't mean to offend anyone, but when we unveiled that Tom Brady portrait, the Patriots front office was there, and it was live, and the news was there, and the place was so crazy. It really was, because it was in a school with 700 kids where they helped me a little bit putting it together.
Very nice. How many crayons did it take?
I think it was maybe about 23,000 crayons.
So before we forget, let's go look at the Nicki Minaj. Great. We have it up on his computer because the actual portrait is in Baltimore. It's in
your lobby.
In a hotel lobby, yes? Or
Oh no, museum again. So right when you walk into the museum, it's right there. And now look at that. That's almost 9,000 lipsticks. And if you wanted, I could scroll down and you could see it in progress if you wanted.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to scroll down.
How is it protected? So what is it, is it cased in something, or?
It's not. And you know something? They didn't want it cased. Most museums don't, because they want people to see how authentic it is.
Yeah.
Once it's in a case behind glass, you get the reflection and...
Okay, so while we're on this topic, can we go see a portion of the light bright?
Okay, so this world record was my most favorite thing in the whole world because it was light bright. And if you don't know what light bright was, it was one of the most popular toys in the 1970s, and I never got one. And I'm not complaining, but I made up for it, so I'll show you.
Okay, you have to see this. And just so that we're clear, this is in pieces right now. It's not fully assembled. I'm going to follow him so that I can get his audio.
I'm going to light it up a little bit. Again, it's 10 feet by 20 feet.
10 feet by 20 feet when it's fully assembled.
Yeah. So you can see it a little bit the way I lit it up. I'm going to turn on another light. I'm going to sneak by you. It's just in my garage, and the reason why is because it's massive. It's so massive, 10 feet by 20 feet. Again, it's heavy. It's over 1,500 pounds. So the truth is, I've come very close to placing this at the United Nations, at a huge corporate lobbies in like major cities, airports, colleges, and it's never left my garage other than just to be photographed. Because it's just so massive, I haven't found a permanent home for it yet.
So wait, so those places you just mentioned, though, they have had it on display?
No,
They've
I'm
just
sorry.
been interested?
We came so close, and what ends up happening is, it's massive, and we're so afraid that if it ever, you don't want to fall on anyone.
Yeah.
It's 1,500 pounds. What you're seeing now is basically one panel that's 10 feet by 4 feet, but there's 5 panels in here in the garage, 5 different pieces, and they're on wheels.
This would be so beautiful in a place like the UN. So, tell me about the piece. So tell us what
Well,
it's
the United Nations specifically said, we do not accept artwork unless it's a collection, unless you have at least 10 to 15 pieces. I said, this is a standalone masterpiece. It's not part of a collection. They said, well, that's sort of what we're looking for, so that's why that didn't work. It's a world peace mural because if I show you on my computer, it assembled. It's 100 faces from around the world. To the left are 50 faces that are all American. To the right are 50 faces from everywhere else in the world. And they're all looking at each other in friendship. And it was my response to September 11th, 2001 in America. I wanted to do something not verbally, because I'm not really a speaker. I like things visual, because then I feel really a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I wanted it to just look... To the left, you see an American boy holding his pet dog. And then to the right here, you see a boy the same exact age from Norway. He's holding his goat. And they're looking right at each other in friendship, almost like, hey, you're the same age as me. There's really a familiarity between people all around the world. We're not that different. So I think the messages in there are really nice.
Yeah. And that's actually a really good segue to your name being inscribed on a wall of tolerance. Can you tell our viewers about that?
Oh, sure. So if anyone knows Rosa Parks from America, she was part of the civil rights movement where she refused to get up out of her seat on a public bus because they said, out of your seat, it's for, if they're white people who need a seat, black people need to, relinquish their seat. Rosa Parks said, I will not get up. And then what they did is they recognized me to be part of the Rosa Parks National Wall of Tolerance in Montgomery, Alabama, where people's names have been inscribed who are trying to make a difference as far as world peace and equality and accepting people for who they are.
Tolerance. And that then is a good segue into what you do at schools.
Yes. Well, basically, when I go to schools, again, my messages always need to be positive and uplifting and inspirational. Anything I do is not supposed to be just show off.
Right.
So I've visited over 3,500 schools where I speed paint these gigantic 6-foot portraits of famous people. So there I am with my Einstein portrait.
So you do it in 2 minutes?
Yeah.
these portraits?
Yeah, actually, I was on the Tonight Show and they had me speed paint Einstein in 58 seconds. And on the Oprah Winfrey Show, they gave me 2 minutes.
Hi, Oprah.
Are you ready?
I'm totally ready,
so
Oprah.
Here's another one here where I
speed
speed painted Abraham Lincoln. So the kids are like sort of mesmerized and blown away. They're like, what did you just do in 3 minutes? And then in between the paintings, honestly, I give them positive messages of going for your dreams, that you're important in the world, your dreams matter, and you got to squeeze as much as you can out of life in a positive way and be who you are meant to be. Because that's what I did, so I'm a good example of I followed my heart and I said I need to do what my brain is wired to do. And it's been a great choice, although difficult. You have to really work hard following your dreams, but when you make the dream come true, it's so worth it. Because then you really don't work a hard day in your life because you're following your life calling.
Right. Good messages. All right. Then there's also, let's start with Disney.
Okay.
All right. So you're an official Disney artist. What does that mean?
Yes. Well, I'm not involved with movies, and I'm not involved with TV or animations. I do fine art, which, as you see right now, this is one of my Star Wars masterpieces, which they do limited edition prints, frame them beautifully, and sell them in their fine art galleries worldwide.
Very cool. And Claire, you should come over and show this.
Oh, as you're looking right there, you have to see this Darth Vader. Do you see Darth Vader right there in the TIE Fighter?
Yeah.
I did not originally have that as an idea. And a friend of mine says, you gotta put Darth Vader in there. I said, well, it's awfully small. How do I do that? And then now that's the reaction, is kids are like, there's Darth Vader.
So what did it take for you to become an official artist? That has to be a huge process.
Well, it's not a huge process at all because Disney has to find you. You can't apply for it.
Okay.
So there's this amazing organization in California which Disney has hired to find the best artists in the world. It's called Acme Archives, and I want to thank them because they saw me on the Oprah Winfrey Show. They saw the Light Bright World Record, and I also did a Disney tribute on my website. So between those three things, they discovered me, Acme Archives, and they said to Disney, we found someone.
Very nice.
And there are not many of us as these top-tier artists, but I am so grateful. It's one of the best opportunities I've ever had. And can I share with you a video? Recently I had to look up my 3rd grade teacher, who was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I've always
and
wanted to come and show you because
for believing in me.
Oh my word.
I drew this in 3rd grade.
You did that in the 3rd grade?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So art was always my favorite subject. And you used to always tell us to be creative.
I still say that.
Yeah, tell me again.
Don't be afraid to do something altogether different. Be creative.
Yeah, and to be yourself.
Yes, be yourself. Oh,
And then what I wanted to show you is, just 2 years ago I got hired by Disney to be a Disney artist.
Oh, I think that's marvelous. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm really proud of you.
So this is the painting, this is my first painting from Disney.
Oh, is that amazing? Oh, you're incredible. Oh, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Oh, that is so beautiful. It's alive. Oh, you're really great. Oh, I've never seen anything so beautiful as this.
Oh.
I really haven't, Rob. Oh, that's incredible. Look at all the details. Oh,
Yeah.
You're magnificent. It looks so alive, so real. Oh, I marvel at you. You're wonderful.
Thank you.
Oh my gracious, you've gone a long way since the
Yeah.
4th grade. But I always tell the children, be creative.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to do something different.
I make up my own assignments. Everything has to be approved, but it's all my imagination. And to tell you the truth, I set my own deadlines too. Okay. So they're amazing to work for. They just want me to be creative, and they take care of the business.
That is the artist's dream right there. I just have to be creative. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you have a certain number of portraits you need to do, or is that also up to you?
They told me, just get us as many paintings as you can each year. At first, I was on target of only doing 1 painting a year. Now I'm trying to do as many as 4 a year.
Well, because they're big, so they take time.
Well, the original Mickey mini painting, which you just saw, the original is 7 feet by 5 feet, using tiny, tiny brushes. So it took 600 hours. And the Disney people said, why did you go so big? And I said, I need to have the most realistic moon that you could ever see. And I couldn't paint that if it was only, you know, a quarter of an inch.
Yeah.
So with the original, it was probably about 5 inches. That took me an entire day just to paint that moon.
Wow.
All these details, like down here on the wagon wheel, I use the tiniest brushes, and it's a labor of love. See, every single detail on this painting, I fall in love with. Look at the little baby's breath in Mickey's flowers. It's the tiniest brush that you could ever buy with like 2 little bristles.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, if I put love and care into every little detail, well, then it should be a masterpiece, because people will just sense that you loved every bit.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's my trick, I guess, is to love what you do.
Last question we have from Morgan. She wants to know, what's your inspiration?
That's a really good one. People will ask who inspired me. And of course there's Walt Disney, there's Jim Henson, there's George Lucas, there's my grandfather who kind of taught me how to draw when I was 3. In fact, we have an audio recording of my grandfather's at my 4th grade art fair, which was at Boston College.
Yeah, it's on sale. Could be in the art gallery somewhere. Have pictures in that.
It is good. Then you're gonna be quite an artist when you grow up. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's all right, Robbie. You're getting better and better. Couple more years, you'll be drawing portraits.
But the inspiration, and thank you, these questions are really good. It's just the way I was born. It's just who I am. It's almost like a life purpose. It just resonates so deeply with me when I do something that cheers someone up or uplifts someone. The inspiration is, that's what I'm meant to do. And I can't tell you how happy I go home after, say, I visit a hospital or a school. Make-A-Wish Foundation, they contact me maybe about once a year and say someone's wish is to have a Boston Bruins mural or a Star Wars mural, and I'll go and volunteer and paint something amazing.
Yeah.
And when I go home, I can't sleep sometimes at night. I can't fall asleep because I'm so happy with that I made a difference. So that's the inspiration, is I made a difference. I made the world a little bit better.
I mean, that says it all. Thank you so much for having us into your home and
no
showing
problem.
your work and sharing it with our viewers. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a great time and were inspired. I mean, that's one way to send us into the weekend. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Thank you.